This has been amazing just to be behind the scenes and see how we have put this together.
Don't you think we're going to have like a surreal moment here?
My background is in broadcast journalism.
So I'm used to sitting down, getting those stories told. And not only am I excited for what's happening on the track, but also what's happening off the track.
I just don't feel like our sport has had that opportunity.
Welcome back to Reaction Time. I am your host, Kayla Zadel, and I'm glad to be back and ready to catch you up on some of the highlights that happened this past week in the sport. So from New York to Washington State, Ohio, and Virginia, there was something exciting happening in drag racing. Coming up on today's episode of Reaction Time, we're talking results from the PDRA ProStars and the exciting top fuel match between Scott Palmer and Alex Laughlin. Plus, Tony Stewart was back in the top Alcohol Dragster. Yes, you heard that right. So if you missed it, I've got all the details. Plus, we've got a John Force update. And if you haven't heard, details on Cory Reed's move from Pro Stock Motorcycle to Pro Stock. Let's jump right into it. So after 8 competitive events, races from several categories in the PDRA Drag Racing Series came together this past weekend to battle it out for prize money and bragging rights in the series all-star specialty race, the Summit Racing Equipment PDRA ProStars, which was held in conjunction with Virginia Motorsports Park's PBR Night of Fire. A lot going on, but here we go. Even though some of the events got shuffled around due to rain on Friday, Saturday was an exciting day filled with intense racing. In Pro Nitrous, Freddie Scriba used a whole shot advantage and a 371 with a 3-second pass to get the final round win over 3-time and reigning world champion Tommy Franklin. This also marked Scriba's first career victory in Pro Nitrous. Now, transferring over to Pro Boost, world champion Jason Harris recorded the quickest pass of the day in the final round when he won unopposed after Johnny Camp had to shut off after the burnout after developing a leak. It was also Harris's first win of the season, and as he said, it was much needed. Switching right to Pro 632. After being reinstated to provide fans with 2 complete semifinal matchups, Amber Franklin picked up the win against Jeff Melnick when she defeated him on a whole shot. You can see her family celebrating here. In Pro Street, the win light came on in Ron Green's lane right out of the gate as opponent Ken Essick went red. Green still made a full pass, setting low T of the event with his 4.028. Now, Dan Wetstein extended his Super Street win streak in his pro-charged Red Velvet 1990 Mustang. Love that name. Wetstein set low ET of the event by almost 1/10 of a second in the final round. Now the PDRA is back in action at US 131 Motorsports Park in Martin, Michigan on August 1st through the 3rd. Now, as part of Virginia Motorsports Park's PBR Night of Fire, Scott Palmer and Alex Laughlin match raced in matching PBR Top Fuel Dragsters. How cool is this? So as Saturday would go, both Palmer and Laughlin made valiant efforts of getting their nitro-burning machines down the track. Scott and Alex ended the evening with one last final lap on Saturday, and it was Laughlin who reached the finish line first both times. Looks like somebody loses a belt here, actually. But Alex joked on social media that he continues to hold the record against Palmer in their match racing endeavors. He also mentioned that this was the first time Scott had lined up beside another car since his terrifying crash 10 months ago. We're just so thankful Scott is back in the car and he is doing okay. So now, speaking of match races, the 2023 World Series of Pro Mod champ Spencer Hyde and Peyton Family Racing's Todd Peyton did a little top fuel match racing too at Lancaster Motorsports Park's Nitro Night in New York. So Spencer, driving one of the Peyton Family Racing Top Fuel Dragsters, collected both wins in the match race. They made 2 laps. Peyton shook the tires on the first run, leaving the door open for Hyde. Then on the second pass, Hyde made it to the finish line. So some good match racing over the weekend, and we will be right back after this.
Drag racing fans, check out Drag Race Bracket Bonanza. It's the free, family-friendly fantasy bracket game. Now, after final qualifying at every national event, you can fill out your bracket for all the pro classes.
It's free, easy to click on your picks. If you need some help, just hit the randomizer button to fill in the blanks. It's for fun, stay engaged, and pick your winners today.
So what do you do when there's an off weekend for racing? You go racing. Well, at least that's what Tony Stewart did. Stewart and the McPhillips Top Alcohol Dragster team took to National Trail Raceway to compete at Jegs' Speed Week, which was a North Central Division event. Stewart defeated Gary Pritchett in the final round after receiving a bye run in the semifinals. This is actually the second time Stewart and Pritchett lined up, and Stewart holds the record with a 2-0 right now. And we're going to mention Top Alcohol Funny Car, Bartone Brothers Racing, because they continue to dominate, and they won in the Top Alcohol Funny Car at the Jeg Speed Week. Following a semifinal by run, Sean Bellemere drove the pirate ship to a 5:54 to take the win. Now, they say age is just a number, and Memphis, Indiana's Irvin Johns proved that when he set the record for the NHRA's oldest national event winner. Johns is 80 years old, and he actually held the record when he was 79 years old. He drove his 2005 Cobalt, aptly named Indiana Johns, to a win in Superstock on Saturday at the JEGS NHRA Sports Nationals. Now, for a bit of an update on John Force, if you have missed what has been happening with our funny car legend, Force has been moved to a neurological rehab center at which he is still receiving treatment for that traumatic brain injury. Family members said that no timetable has been established for the length of Force's stay at the new facility, but we continue to send our well wishes his way, to him, of course, and his family and the team. Also making the news, Cory Reed is trading in 2 wheels for 4. The longtime motocross and pro stock motorcycle racer is making the move to pro stock. After some advice from his dad, Reed decided to give pro stock a try and will be racing under the KB Titan umbrella. He is excited about the move and to work with legends like Greg Anderson and Dave Connolly. And Reed is set to make his debut at the NHRA Northwest Nationals. And speaking of the Northwest Nationals, I will have results from the first stop on the famed NHRA Western Swing, plus all of the latest news in drag racing on the next episode. And one more thing, our Women of Power magazine just dropped, so if you want to check that out online, you can, and print subscriptions will be hitting Element mailboxes soon. So you guys have a great week. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and as always, check out dragillustrated.com for the latest news. I'm Kayla Zadel, and this is Reaction Time.